I'm like,
So
come
like you
on.
want to be like a natural
Yeah.
conversation. Oh, I hope that won't be happening. Oh,
That wasn't happening. Oh, hey there. Hey guys, welcome to Ejek and Sorrow, and today we have two special guests, Michaela and Pauline. You guys want to say a little thing about yourselves?
Hi, I'm Michaela. I own accessories and clothing business, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of her accessories, guys.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Can I say too much about what I'm wearing? Yeah, that's gonna be on it. So
Yeah. Hey, I'm Pauline. I am a family hub worker. I work for a Christian charity and I support families in that. And I have a hair business on the side as well.
Look at this, guys.
Naturally you, naturally
let's
you.
touch my head because my hair is sticky. So guys, today we're going to talk about life after quarantine. I just wanted to ask you guys, like, what was like your first thought when you like heard about the whole thing and being on lockdown and stuff? So yeah, who wants to start first?
okay. I think for me personally, like it didn't start off good.
Yeah.
I felt like kind of caged because I'm usually out. Not that I'm hardly in the house, but I've been in uni for quite a while, studying and stuff. And then, like uni got affected as well, like having to learn to study in the house, and especially with such a noisy family, it was not easy at all. Doing exams at home.
Yeah.
But the first thought was kind of like I felt caged. So yeah.
I get where you're coming from because for me, I had placement and placement ended up getting cancelled because of the lockdown. But then this changed that around again and said you can go in but you get paid for it. But because of like my parents are vulnerable, I just felt like it wasn't something I needed to do. So yeah. But
I think for me it was a bit strange. I just started a new job at that time, so I think I started in January, and we were doing everything to start our service for the families that we're going to be working with. And then we've been working with the families for about 4 weeks, and then we start hearing about coronavirus. So everybody was scared to meet because we had like newborn babies, and everybody was a little bit anxious, but at the same time they were really, really vulnerable and needed that support and needed to come together. So we were just trying to work out what's the safest way to do it. So we started doing everything online, but I mean online is just it's not the same.
It's not
the
getting
same
so
as
far.
meeting in person. So we just found it really difficult to try and like keep our service going, and in the end we just had to stop everything. So yeah.
So like, who are you stuck with doing the whole
Stuck.
stuck?
I guess my family.
Yeah. How was that for you?
To be honest, it wasn't that bad. I think because like I'm kind of always used to have my family, except my brother. He goes to uni in Edinburgh, Napier. So like I wasn't able to like feel that presence, him missing as much. So like when he came back, it was kind of nice like to just have like my brother back, I guess. So yeah, just with my family.
Yeah, that was the same for me. Like, I think for me it was kind of different because I'm always out, I'm always doing something. You'll never catch me in the house. So it's like being in the house, I just felt like trapped. I just like, oh my gosh, I can't go out, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's just that fear that you don't want to go out and you see all the things happening in the news. You're like, I'm not gonna risk it. But at the same time, you're like, I really want to go out. But it's like, where are you going out to? There's nowhere to go to. So
yeah. I felt the exact same way. My younger sister's 13, so she was just like wanting to do something every single day, and I was just trying to keep it like active for her, keep it interesting for her. But there's only so much baking and hair that you can do before you get bored. So it was just her, me, and my mom, and
so the second question is, how did that affect your mental health? Because I feel like whenever we talk about mental health in the African community, it's a very like hush hush, like what's that kind of thing. If you say that you have depression, your parents will be like, you need to pray about that. You need to pray about that. And yes, you do need to pray about it, but there are people that are actually going through things that you need to go to the hospital to get it checked. So like for me personally, when I was in lockdown, I think I kind of had that little going to the dark side kind of thing. So it was like I was kind of low-key depressed, but it wasn't like really bad, but it was just like low-key because like I felt like for me personally it didn't match my personality just being in the house doing nothing. And like I said before, I felt really trapped, and even calling your friends becomes a little bit depressing because you guys are in the same boat. So it's like, what else are you going to talk about other than, oh, so what did you do today? Oh yeah, I was in the house. Oh yeah, me too. Like, and it became really boring because I love talking to my friends, and then I even had to take like a break from even talking to my friends because it became depressing talking to them. So yeah. What about you guys?
I think it was strange to start out with because there was like really nothing for you to do.
Yeah.
And I found myself like getting to a point where I felt, if I continue doing this, I'm not going to be in a good place mentally.
Yeah.
So I had to be really, really intentional about seeking to do things that would bring me out of that space where it was working out, or if it was, I don't know, like cooking something and like trying a new recipe. I had to be intentional, otherwise it just wasn't looking good.
Yeah, working out was like my new thing. It was my new thing. Clothing, like YouTuber, like that was what I was doing. And then I started just doing it on Snapchat. I was like, guys, so this is what I'm gonna be doing with my workouts. And that became something like, it was like a bit fun for me again. And then watching Michaela do her food stuff on IGTV was like, I was just like, okay. I was like, okay. My sister even started like doing little things. I sent her one of Michaela's links, and then she started making food in the house too. But I was like, man, I don't want to get fat, so I'm just gonna take a little bit, and then that was.
I mean, I added on weight for lockdown. I added on weight.
I swear,
everyone's looking in new shape these days.
It's like the new thing is thick quarantine.
Yeah, so that was like with me as well. To be honest, I just tried to keep myself busy, and I was like, I feel like I had more focus in my business and stuff. Like, although like I've been doing it for a while, whatever it was, but it was like there was no escape. I had to like focus on it. So other than that, like it was actually like before I used to go into that depressed mode and stuff, but I don't want to get too like Christian whatever it is. But like honestly, like I've faced such a better relationship and better bond with Jesus Christ, and I think that's what really helped me like throughout quarantine 100%. So
yeah. Speaking of that, for me, like with my spiritual growth, I think like lockdown really kind of like I had no choice. Like I couldn't hide anymore from God. It was just that way that God is looking at you and you're just like, what are you doing? It's like, what are you doing too? Like, and it's like it's that way that like God was like literally speaking to me every single time, and I was just kind of like, so I'm just gonna go to bed now. I'm not gonna read my Bible, but don't worry. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna do it. And like the past few weeks, like it was literally like God was just speaking to me every single day through people, and I was just like, wait. Okay, I was like, okay, God, like I hear you, but can you just give me a break? But it's like God was just like, I've given you enough break. Like you need to get up and start doing things.
Yeah.
And like ever since like I just submitted myself to God, it was just like it became easier for me. I started finding joy again in things. I wasn't like irritated anymore. Like if someone said something, I'll get triggered. I wasn't triggered as much. And I feel like having a mentor in my life to really play the part during lockdown, because he will always keep me in check. So yeah, definitely. The other question is, what did you actually get up to during lockdown? Because I know you said you spoke about your business and you spoke about cooking and stuff, or were there other things that you got up to during lockdown?
I can't really think. I think I started this workout video. It's called Body Praise, and so they're Christians, man and wife, and they make working out and fitness all about wider than just I want to look good, summer's coming up and I want to be in this shape and things like that. It's more about your body being the temple of the Holy Spirit, looking after that body. And it's so crazy, like everyone that I've like spoken about like doing the Body Praise workouts, they've said that like they've had like healing from doing them and all of these different things. Like I've even had like, I tend to have like digestive issues, and since I started doing their workouts, I've had nothing.
I never knew that was a thing. Like I've never heard of that before.
So like honestly, I'm not like shouting them out or anything. Shout out Body Praise. But yeah, I did that mainly, and then I was working from home for like a month or two, and then I just started doing furloughs. So now
And also, guys, if you don't know, she's engaged. She's that.
I mean,
it's like, oh sorry, what were you saying? So like I just wanted to know like how was like that, was that like a struggle for you, your fiance, like being apart and stuff? Like
I think it was mad to start out with because we were like smack bang in the middle of like wedding planning. And like from when we got engaged, like wedding planning like happened quite slowly, and we'd have like meetings quite regularly, and then when it hit January, it was like full steam ahead. We had a meeting like every day, meeting all the vendors, even just our family, because we have quite a big family, to update everybody on what's happening. And like dress appointments, think it took me 6 different shops until I found a dress. So it was just non-stop. So it was like someone like putting the brakes down and just being like, you can't do anything. We don't know what's happening. And I think that was the biggest like shock because everything was happening. Even like our flat and everything had to stop getting done there. So we were just kind of like, okay, Jesus, what's going on? Can you help us out? Because this is gonna be mad. But at the same time, we've done like time apart before. Not in the sense we've broken up, but he's traveled and he's lived in France for 6 months, and I stayed in Glasgow. We both did Camp America as well at the same time, but in different states. So we didn't really speak for that 3 months.
I don't know how people do that.
Period of time, 3 months. So like the longest we've done is 6 months. So this was like, it was normal, but at the same time it wasn't, because like
you had
engaged, and at the same time it's not like he's like in France. He's like
he's
across the
25
minute drive away. And he's just like, oh yes, I'll see you one day. And it's like, one day. But it was alright. Like we have FaceTime if it was a different time.
True.
Back in like the 1900s when you had to write a letter and get it in 3 months. That's
Go for it.
I'm not that type. But yeah, it was alright. We dealt with it.
That's really good. Because I was like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, how are you able to cope? Like you're engaged. It's a different story when you're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's not the same thing. But like when you're engaged and you're actually planning and you know that your wedding is like in a couple of months, and then
25 days.
Kuna's like, nah, mate,
25 is 25 days.
And then are you still going through with it? Like,
we're still with it, but it's just completely scaled back. But at the same time, we're blessed to be alive.
That's true.
I'll say it all the time. Because like I was meant to go to France my 21st with my brother, and I was like, you know what? Thank God I'm alive. You know what I mean? Like you can't really complain at the end of the day. And what's more important is that you're getting married. The marriage itself is what's important. So
And you, Michaela, you had your business. Like, did that kind of slow your business down? Did you have upcoming things you wanted to do?
Not gonna lie, my May sales were dry. At the start of lockdown, I was getting a lot of sales. I think it was because they couldn't really like go to a shop. So like, okay, let me just go to this May, and then for the whole of May, it was just dry. Like it was so dry. I think in May alone, I got like 10 orders in the whole of May.
Wow.
So like when it then went into June, that's when things started to pick up again, and it picked up way more. Like even in 1 week, I got 40 sales in 1 week.
Oh, amazing.
So like at the start of May, I just started to. Obviously, I was quite disappointed at the sales and everything, but I just started to like plan. Okay, this gives me more time to plan for this next collection that's coming out. So like that's literally what I did. Like as I said before, like, I kind of just focused on what I need to do and stuff. But if I'm not gonna lie, it definitely tainted my business in May. Definitely.
I felt it as well because I had brides coming up for like this year, and like January. I think January I had one bridesmaid that I had to do, and then like I was supposed to have a bride in February, I was supposed to have a bride in March, I was supposed to have a bride in May and June as well. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay, this is not happening anymore. And then just trying to keep in touch with them, like what's happening with their day and stuff. So it's been difficult.
Definitely. It's been very difficult, to be honest. And I just wanted to touch on like the whole Black Lives Matter movement. Did that also like make an impact for you in your business?
Like positively. That's what I was saying. Like in June, it picked up. That thing went all the way up. More than what I expected, because like that was actually my target. Like my target on my like like when you start your year, you write like a few things you want to aim for in the year, and that was like one of my targets. Like reach a certain amount of sales, and I like accomplished my targets literally in 1 month. And I'm like, that's just God. That's actually just God. But like honestly, the Black Lives Matter definitely, and I feel like it brought awareness to like Black-owned businesses a bit, especially here in Scotland and Glasgow. Like it really helped it out, and I hope it continues. Because I feel like it was like a 1 week trend, like everyone was on it, and after that it started to disperse. And at least we're getting somewhere. It's like a step. So
I didn't expect for it to like go to the business side. But Black Lives Matter 100%. Like this is like such a worthy cause and everything, and then like the businesses started blowing up, and I was just like, who's following me? Like what? All of these people were following all of these like hairdressers and stuff, like Scottish hairdressers, and I was just like, oh, okay.
It just makes you realize that it's like, did you already know about it, and you just kind of just like,
that's why
because I don't know what was
sometimes.
like, what was going on. Because I know like in America, a lot of people were like just taking a stand, like you need to support us, like we've had enough is enough. And then it literally went all around the world. Like that was the part that you knew that there was a change, like a change.
It was even in Nigeria.
I know. I was like,
I was like, what's the point here?
I was like,
calm down. Black people, so I'm confused.
But
yeah,
it was
that was
amazing.
amazing.
Even this cafe we're in is actually owned by black owned business.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Akara Bakery. Also, actually, I forgot to ask you guys to say something in your language. So say something in your language. Say it's like you can say like a little.
I wanted to say a word because I'm like from the Igbo tribe, but like my parents both speak Yoruba. That's like a Nigerian stuff. So I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna change it. Amaka, which means like beautiful mother, like a beauty from a mother, and that's like named after my business as well.
Amaka Accessories, guys, check it out. Think down.
I don't know. As a greeting, we would just say like Aganti. So that's
what does that mean?
It's just a greeting.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, oh, Aganti.
Okay. Yeah, mine should be a cabo to my YouTuber, so that's welcome YouTubers. Yeah.
Aganti.
I can't really see Amaka, but
so yeah, and the last thing is, what have you learned from the lockdown? Like, what have you actually learned from it? What have you taken away from being home and all that kind of thing? So,
I think I took away like you just never know what's gonna happen. Like you can't really, like your plans are not always gonna like come to pass. So you just need to be flexible and you have to be ready to deal with what like life like throws at you. Because I know a lot of people have really struggled with this period of time. So it's just about being flexible and being aware of your mental health and being aware of yourself and looking after yourself.
I feel like with me, like just take time. Take time for yourself. Take time to develop yourself. Because that's what I've learned. I've learned a lot about self-development and also like being aware of my surroundings as well. Like in terms of like my friends, my family, and everything. Just being more, I guess, content as well with what you have. And that's just what I would say I've learned a lot from lockdown, definitely.
Yeah, for me personally, I feel like before going into lockdown, there's just like a lot of things that I wanted to do. I had so many ideas. I was like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And lockdown literally brought a Jeka sorrow to me. Just fell on my lap, and God was just like, yeah, you have to do this. So, and even like spending more time with my family, because I'm always avoiding staying in the house because I'm just like, no, I need to do this, I need to do that. But sometimes you need to take a break. You need to be able to like connect with your family and stuff, because you're never going to get this opportunity again where you can actually just be with your family. Because when life starts again, you're not going to be seeing your mom and dad every single day. You probably will see them once a week. Like that's the way life is. And it really gave me the opportunity to really get to know my family more again and connect with my siblings. Because I feel like I was just so busy with uni and so busy with so much stuff that you're just like, oh, I don't have time for this. Like, do you know what? So definitely.
Yeah, that's like prioritizing.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you guys for coming into Ejeka Sor. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Imagine that didn't record.
May.
That would be funny.
I'm just like, Sarah, what were you looking at?